Hello.
Hey everybody, how you doing out there? This is Ed, this is Chris. We're back to you week after week talking about wines and food.
It's a good time.
Because that's what we like to do. And I hope
It
everybody
never gets old.
It never does. I hope you're safe and sound out there, having a great week. Well, if you're watching this, it's probably Thursday. Probably.
Well,
Unless
maybe.
you're late. Could be Friday or Saturday, I guess.
You never know. I mean, you don't have to do it. I mean, it's virtual. You can just enjoy it anytime you want.
That's true.
It could be
That's
Saturday
true.
morning.
How was your Sunday, Monday show?
It's okay. It's a little sluggish. But
Is it because we got completely run over Saturday?
felt like we did all week. We left late Friday too. The
Yeah,
chef's table.
that's true.
Shut us down.
We had a big weekend here at the winery, and that was surprising. Typically, we don't have a huge Labor Day weekend crowd, but I guess the new environment of the world
Brought people to town.
brought people to
In
Mount Airy.
droves.
In unbelievable. It might make up for one of the festivals we missed.
Well, it certainly helps.
It did help, and we were very pleased with how it went. Our staff was phenomenal, although in tears often, but still got through it. I was very pleased with it.
Well, they'll cry whether we're busy or not.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
That's
I mean,
true.
well, we wouldn't really take that as an indicator, but
Yeah. But I'll be honest, Chef, I was crying a little bit myself. I was hurting.
well, it simply wouldn't end.
It was a lot of mileage on that wooden floor for me.
That's the longest I've washed dishes without stopping in a long time.
Yeah. There was a mound. But we survived.
Hey, and I thought everybody's spirits were pretty good there at the end.
Oh,
Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
it wasn't defeating
No.
by any means. It was just, I don't think anybody showed up Saturday morning thinking we're going to have that kind of day. I think the shock of it was,
The
if
shock
you're
and awe.
ready for it, if you know what's coming, it's not bad. But
I agree.
But when you think you're going to have a moderate Saturday and
Yeah.
then you just get pummeled, wow.
It was something.
Thank you.
The restaurant was full all day. It was.
Mid-afternoon, I mean,
People-
just the deck
I can't ever in my life remember people making reservations for 3
for 3
p.m.
p.m. And
Like,
needing
and
to.
needing to. They needed
Because
they
we
needed
were
it.
out of tables at 3 p.m.
And the deck was full, the bar was full, the chef's table was full. It was a beautiful sight to behold, and we were just really fortunate. We're really blessed to have that business, and thanks for all those that could come. And how about all the family meals that went out, Chef?
Banner week for family, most we've ever done, hit our goal.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I mean, and we had some good ones too. I mean,
They were
one day
delicious.
we had 12 or 15 went out in one day, and that's a pretty big deal.
yeah. I hope everybody at home that got those delicious meals feel that they got their money's worth. I know you always over provide with
I've
abundance.
been accused of it.
It's abundant. So
And will not let it be said that I left anyone hungry.
yeah, that's for sure.
But yeah, the weekend was pretty good. You got away, didn't you? A couple days.
Yeah. I went down and saw some good friends, Mike Bowman, Diane Bowman. We ate some food, drank some really nice wines, had some old fashions, and played some cornhole. It was really nice.
That sounds pretty
Yeah.
great.
It was very relaxing. Spent a few hours out on the beach. It was maybe in the 80s instead of the 90s, so didn't get
Can't beat
fried.
it.
It was just enjoyable.
That's nice.
Splashed around in the ocean.
That sounds pretty
Yeah,
great.
not too shabby. And speaking of wines, we should probably talk about this one in your glass. Now, you haven't had this yet, and I was excited about seeing what your impression of it would be.
I
This
don't
is-
do impressions.
Your training is in the culinary field. So this is a beautiful Pinot Grigio from the northeastern part of Italy, almost approaching up to Switzerland, Fruy. And this is from a town, and it's really I don't know if you can come across there, it's more of an orange wine than a actual Pinot Grigio. Ramato is the term here that they use. It is about 10 hours of skin contact, giving it a copper color, and that's what that term translates to, copper. And it really adds a lot of complexity to typically Pinot Grigios can be, pretty easy breezy, and we like them for that, but it's also nice when they can bring something with a little bit more kind of complexity to it, and I think you get that here.
Absolutely. That's really nice, very full.
Definitely you're gonna get all that Pinot Grigio citrus, but with this kind of, just a hint of red fruit, or even, maybe even some orange in there.
A little orange. I've got a lot of mineral in this too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great. A lot of Pinot Grigios can be underwhelming.
Sure.
And this has a lot going on for it.
Yeah, and it's got some alcohol in it too, which I like.
Gets the job done.
This, so if we've been diving into some orange wines lately, and we did orange wine at the chef's table.
Yeah, the Di Marie.
Yeah, that was well received.
God, it was. That was some of people's favorite pairings. And I don't know if it's the pairings are always spot on, but I mean, I think it's that wine doesn't taste like it looks, and it's very unusual to have to be kind of taken off guard.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
really neat.
I think they were surprised at the diversity of wines and food that we offered. These people were from Miami.
Yeah, and they're diners too. They go out. They've done lots of chef's tables and lots of very.
Actually, they were telling us where to go when we're down in Miami. Yeah. So.
And they've been to some neat places too. Not the touristy stuff, but some really eclectic experience that they had. So I mean, we enjoyed getting to know them. And
yeah, the kind of places you have to have like a secret knock.
Yeah, you have to know somebody to get
they
there.
Peek out and decide if they're gonna let you in or not.
It's pretty neat. But, they were a nice couple, and they stayed a long time, and we had a great evening with them. The orange wine was a really cool pairing. I know.
That wine was probably about, you're talking about several weeks of skin contact, where this one, like I said, very limited. It's almost like it sounds weird, but like a rosé orange wine, because it's very, very limited skin contact, where like some of those more robust, spicy orange wines, we're talking months of skin contact, where lots and lots of intensity and weirdness happens in those. Oftentimes they'll be buried, which is very old school, authentic. But this is more of a kind of a quick process here, and so it really keeps what I would call the integrity of the white version of the grape, with the addition of some extra, I guess, just make it fun, make it interesting. And I find that the wines from this region, Fruy, they're absolutely delicious. In my opinion, the best white wines of Italy come from this area, because of what Chef was saying, that minerality that you get.
It's prominent in this, and it gives it so much character that I love Pinot Grigio for what it is, but you certainly have a lot of different character on this one. It was outstanding.
Absolutely. And Chef, have you decided what you're going to pair with this?
Yeah, we've got some Prince Edward Island mussels
Sweet.
coming in, and so we're gonna do some beautiful sauteed mussels, lemon, white wine, garlic,
Oh, yes.
little butter.
That is going to be
So it's gonna
fantastic.
really carry it right through. We're gonna have some of our homemade focaccia bread to sop up that delicious sauce with. So it should be fun.
Italian bread with Italian wine.
Hey,
I like it.
what do you always say? Things that grow together go together.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. If you don't know what to pair with your food or your wine, vice versa, you can link that up together. So pasta with Italian wines, pretty good choice. So good American beef with good American wine, or for that matter, last week you made that chimichurri.
Well, that was great. It was great with that steak, wasn't it?
Man, and then you threw we had a Argentinian Malbec we threw at it.
And those are certainly things you would find together. So it's fun to step out of tradition and go to a different tradition. You're not really breaking out tradition per se, but just in our area. So we're just exploring other classic combinations from other food cultures. Always fun.
Absolutely. So, I know last week we were talking about doing some cold weather food, but the cold weather still is here. Although my leaves are falling off my trees.
Leaves are falling. Well, I went up to the river Sunday afternoon, and when I got up Monday morning, it was 48 degrees. That was plenty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of shocking.
You had to turn
I
the heater
opened
on?
the door and I turned right back around and put my socks on and,
Yeah.
kind of had to make adjustments. It was cold.
I mean, that's just a few degrees warmer than a walk-in cooler.
It was shocking. So I got dressed, and had coffee outside. But I'm not used to doing that.
I'm sure the neighbors appreciated that.
Well, you can't really see them from there. That's kind of the beauty. I
They're
did
like
the fire
please
fried
come winter.
chicken Sunday night too.
Oh,
I
nice.
put the kettle in the fire.
Yeah.
Fried the chicken in there. That was great.
What kind of oil do you use?
I used canola.
Nice. Yeah.
It worked out great. I didn't have enough lard. Normally that's
You can never have enough.
you can't.
Never have enough.
Not really something you throw in the van on Sunday afternoon. It was kind of one of those impromptu things. So.
Right. Well, I hope everybody's enjoying that beautiful Pinot Grigio orange wine style out there.
Delicious.
I just really think that was really an interesting approach,
Thank you.
particularly with all the buzz around orange wines. I think it's important for people to know that there's different levels of orange wine as well. So it's not all going to be super duper heavy, intense spice flavors. When you do limited contact, but still some contact, you're still going to get that interesting color and some complexities to it, but there's different levels, and I think that's important for everyone to know because, just like everything else, we had this conversation Friday at the show's table or Saturday, whatever it was, and we were talking about how if someone says they like Chardonnay, well, that's a little bit helpful, but not a lot helpful as their sommelier. I have to ask a couple more questions, like where oaked, unoaked, New World, Old World. So I think it's people's natural inclination to just say, well, I like red wine or I like cab or, but there needs to be a little bit more because there's such a range within those varietals. And
it is now, and I think that there's still a lot of the old mentality that sticks to us. Like when we were coming up, all Chardonnays were buttery.
yeah,
All cabs were tannicky.
at least the ones we were exposed to.
When you went to the store, or even a wine shop, you didn't have anything like what we have now.
We're in the best of times, people.
I think those memories linger.
Yeah.
Even though we've had 10,000 wines since then, I think it's like the food is nostalgic too. Like a Thanksgiving turkey is always going to remind you of that time of year. Even you can have that turkey in May.
Sure.
It's still going to remind But I think that those things are hard to the Oregon Pinots, the California Cabs, the Carneros, Chardonnays. I mean that style to me just really sticks out.
Yeah.
When you think about them. But when we started drinking wines from around the world and all these different winemakers started getting their opportunity, their wines weren't changing, but the market did, to where the market got to open up and we get all these things, and it's like nothing makes sense anymore. It's great.
Well, we just got to keep drinking, Chef.
Amen to that.
But real quick side note, this is so awesome that you brought up like our old school wines that he and I grew up learning about, and we were learning about wines. As a chef, you're obviously learning about food, but then your next step is to learn about wines because it's so important for the diner's experience. You want to make sure that your foods are compatible with those great wine lists like we had at the Undercurrent.
And if you don't have we're lucky enough to have a chef and a somm, but most places don't, and most people ask the chef what they think would go
That's
well
true.
with their food. I mean, it's not,
And there's some
unless you
responsibility
have
there.
someone who's like on premise running the wine program, that's usually the go-to for a pairing.
Yeah, well, check this out. So we're at this restaurant, Lisa and I are down here at the beach with, we actually went across to South Carolina because they live very close to South Carolina. And we went down and they actually had a Wine Spectator rated wine list. They had a couple of awards of excellence, which is fantastic.
That's a big deal.
And we learned how important that was in our years at Undercurrent.
Well, one is easy. too is hard.
Right.
Maintaining it.
Maintaining
is really,
it, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you can have your wine rep write a wine list and
Right.
submit it, but to keep it going
keep it
shows
going.
a big commitment.
Well, you were talking about Canero's Chardonnay, and I mean, that just, I can't believe it, because I haven't had this wine. I was telling Mike when we ordered it, I said, I haven't had this wine in probably 15, 20 years. We got Silverado. Silverado
Classic.
Chardonnay, old school, is a
Classic.
2016.
That is classic.
And it was, I had shrimp and grits, and they were phenomenal. It was really, well, of course, it's South Carolina. The expectations
Where it was
are,
born,
yeah,
yeah.
it's supposed to be good, right? And he had shrimp and scallops, and it was perfect for his too. And we knocked down a bottle pretty quick.
Yeah, I bet, yeah,
But I haven't had-
that went down.
That was just, we were talking about Canero's Chardonnay. What a coincidence! I just had some last night.
Last night,
Yeah.
of all things. It's
All right,
crazy.
sorry to divert, kids. Let's get back to the show. So here we have País. Now this is a grape that Chile is really known for. This is a Chilean wine. And you're going to see País Viejo, which is basically old vines País. And this is kind of what you would consider was their national grape. Even though it's not from there, it's originally from the Canary Islands. And then probably via Peru, the Spaniards brought it across. Anyway, this was the most planted grape in Chile until late 19th century, probably into the 20th century, where, obviously they're really known for Sauvignon Blancs and Cabs now, and Carmenere, which we love.
Love the Carmenere.
But they still have a ton of País, and it is a wonderful grape. Now this is a much lighter style. It's even lighter than Pinot in my opinion. It's more like Gamay. A lot of people will call it Chilean Beaujolais. And I really like this, and I think people want to know about the kind of those, we did a little rosé orange style here, and those lighter styles is still hot outside. These wines are great for this time of year when it's hot. It's the sun is hot. The air is drier.
The air is dry, and really it's this transition time. It's really the mornings and evenings that are cooler.
Yeah.
Mid-afternoon is still.
In the drinking hours.
I mean, it's still pretty warm.
It's hot in the drinking hours.
It really is.
So if you notice on the nose here, Chevy, that beautiful kind of candied fruit. It is very reminiscent of Beaujolais, and I think blindfolded all day long, you would definitely say this is Beaujolais. But it's Chilean País, and these vines are over 100 years old. They have incredible life. The vines there seem to live for on and on. It reminds me of Spain. Spain has such long-lived vines. In these parts here, usually they don't have that kind of longevity.
15, 20 years.
Yeah,
and it seems like you're replacing.
Yeah, 25 maybe. But so here you have this beautiful. It is a dry wine. I mean, it is bone dry. And it has just a real lightness to it, but there's plenty of fruit. I get a little bit of pepper, a little bit of spice, and just a perfect amount of tannins.
This is a dangerous wine.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the better wines, I mean, to my palate that I've had in a while.
Yeah, because this year I've seen him drink more rosé than I've ever seen him drink, and this is kind of like it's between a rosé and maybe like
But
getting
it's got
into
the staying power.
It's got more power, certainly more power than a rosé, but it's still a lot lighter than any of the quaffable wines that we like.
Yeah, there's a lot of this going to be living at the Wishart House.
Yeah.
So this is fabulous. What a great find.
I'm really
come
excited.
on.
Yeah, well, I forget about these grapes. When I took all that time off to study to be a somm, I had so many things. I was almost overwhelmed by the wine world. And now kind of going back and circling back through and trying to find ways to recall all the things that I tried with Mr. Nelson.
You've been finding some really fun stuff and some really off the beaten path stuff, but it's just delicious. And I love presentation on the bottle too. Very whimsical.
Yeah.
I love the trees on the top and the artwork there. It really really whimsical wine, and the juice stands up to it. It's great.
So if you're looking for a dry red, this is dry, but light as a feather. And you usually don't get those two hand in hand.
Which is what I love about it, because I love dries and I love the lighter feel, because I'm not a one glass guy, so.
Right. Yeah.
When you drink as much wine as we do, you like it a little bit lighter, so you can keep on going. But
right, we were. I forgot what it was the other day that we were winding down there, and I poured a glass. Like, whew, this is jammy, and then kind of like that doesn't really. You at the end of the night, particularly this guy's been here for 14 hours. He's looking for something more in this kind of realm.
Absolutely.
That not something to chew on.
Well, and I'm not
There's
eating
a time
either.
and place.
Yeah, this is just after
And
work
you're not
on,
eating.
and I'm not gonna eat
Yep.
when I get home. So having those giant food wines on an empty stomach when you're not gonna eat,
Yeah.
I mean, they can be a little overwhelming. Even when it's not the wine's fault, it's balanced. It has all those things. It's just the body isn't ready for it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
But I didn't let it slow me down.
No. Why would you?
My mama didn't raise a quitter.
That's right. So also, just want to note, Bouchon is the producer here. I don't think I mentioned that, but absolutely delicious. And Chilean wines are something that I have a great fondness for. My stepmother and my brother went to Chile 2 years ago, and they were very sweet and brought me back Pisco, which is a brandy, and several bottles of Chilean wine that were just world class.
Got some great coffee out of that too, if I recall.
Yeah, so it's all good down there, and we need to keep our minds open. It is a very vast wine growing region from north to south. It's like California as far as it's a big country, long country.
And the growing region, it runs
it goes
the
and goes. Yeah. So keep Chile in your minds. And chef, I'm sorry, we didn't even talk about what kind of food you can throw at
We're
this.
gonna eat. Oh,
Well, we're gonna eat with it.
So, in the spirit of Beaujolais, we're gonna have a great little pasta here. We're gonna have a roasted chicken and local mushroom pasta, and this is just gonna be a little pan sauce. We're just gonna render the pan from the natural juices of the chicken and the tomatoes and the mushrooms. It's gonna make a really rich sauce. We're gonna toss our noodles in with some fresh herbs there right at the end. So it's kind of heavy and light at the same time, kind of like our wine. And so I think that the chicken gets a bigger depth of flavor through roasting, but still a light meat. And the mushrooms, we're still hanging on to a few chanterelles, and we've got some other really, really great cultivated mushrooms that are grown locally by our friends at Borrowland Farm. So we're gonna have a nice little medley of that with our pasta. I think it'd be great with this one.
What a year for mushrooms. I mean,
It's never been anything like it. I mean, it just won't stop.
It's the best year ever.
And of every variety. I mean, nothing took a back seat.
Nothing. Yeah. It's been great.
Normally when something has a stellar year, it means it's at the expense of something else, but
Right.
it hasn't been the case this year.
Well, we've been very fortunate. Well, if there's anything as far as carry out or family meals, please check our social media. That'll keep you updated on those types of things. I know that more and more people are interested in doing this at home, so we've actually bulked up our orders a little bit so that we make sure that we have enough wine for everyone to enjoy out there. And I can't thank you enough, everyone that's been stopping through, whether it be on their way to their mountain house or just here locally trying to be safe and stay at home. We can't thank you enough for all your support.
Yes, thank you. It means a lot.
And we hope to see you in person soon, but if not, we'll just see you here week after week after week.
And we love it. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere. We're going to keep doing it whether or not you watch it or not.
Well, I mean, we like watching it.
Yeah.
I mean,
It is entertaining. Actually, I got to tell you, Chef, this might be a little narcissistic, but on the way down to the beach, I hadn't watched, we just upload these.
I have 4 or 5 hours of free time there too.
We just upload these videos. We don't edit them.
There's not a production crew. You're looking at them.
Yeah. And so I was like, gosh, maybe I should just watch this and see what in the world we look like. And so I watched this last week's episode on the way. Or I didn't watch it, I listened to it. We ran it through the Bluetooth. And it's
Pretty good? Is it good or bad? What do you
funny.
get?
Well, it's just funny seeing us two knuckleheads together. But
I guess we take it for granted,
We
you
do.
know, because it's just, I mean,
Yeah.
this is just like a camera's on.
it's
And
different.
we would be doing exactly what you're
Yeah.
watching, whether the camera was.
But we
here or
never
not.
see each other.
Right.
Like I see you, you see,
See
me,
me,
but we
but
don't
hey,
see
we
each
don't-
other.
yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
Great. Now that's what I'm gonna end up doing later.
Oh,
is
it's,
going back and watching
binge
a couple
watching
of
the
these.
Ed
Yeah.
and Chris show.
Like. Oh,
This is yummy.
Nike's gonna pick us up one day.
Oh, we're gonna get
Sponsor us.
sponsors and everything. It's gonna be great. Well, keep us in mind for any wine needs that you have. We've had boatloads of wine leave the place, and if there's something else you're looking for, beer, wine, liquor, well, you know, whatever it might be, you know, that's about the gist of it. I can't really do anything of those backdoor wink wink things. Well, anything that's
Send us a PM.
if it's legal, give us a call and we'll do our best to get it for you. And I hope that y'all have a wonderful week, and cheers to everybody.
Cheers. Thanks for spending your time with us. We appreciate it. Have a great weekend.